How much money have you made so far in 2023?
94,000. You can definitely do it too.
Another episode of On the Road with signing agent Choua out in California. How you doing today, girl?
Doing great, Mark. How are you doing?
I am so good. This story is crazy inspiring. They all are, but girl, yours is awesome. I'm so excited to share it. But let's just kind of jump out the gate with some inspiration. In 2022, when interest rates averaged 6%, how much money did you gross in 2022?
131,000.
131,000. We are 8 months into 2023. How much money have you made so far in 2023?
94,000.
$94,000 and interest rates are averaging 7%. If anybody says it's slow, I would tell you, no, it's not.
No.
Okay, so man, honestly, you're on pace for another banner year, $130,000, which you're on pace for. But man, your story's inspiring. It hasn't always been like this, right? And so
No.
what was really cool is when I was talking before the cameras rolled, she was telling me how another student that did an on the road inspired her to be a signing agent. So I know your story is going to inspire another person to be a signing agent because your story is so crazy awesome. But let's take people back, man. Let's share your story. Because I think your story is a story of perseverance, not quitting, not giving up, and being a mom. So take us back to kind of all the moments that led to being a signing agent today.
I had my first kid at 14. And, by the time I was 17, we had our second already. You
Wow.
just have to find a way. So we're always looking for like the perfect vehicle for our family. And when I saw Pang's video, it just lit a fire in me. Like if she can do it, if everyone else can do it, and she's Hmong too. If
Yeah.
she can do it, I can do it.
Oh,
And so that was how it kind of got started.
so let's take people back, man. 14 years old, first kid, 17 years old, second kid. There could have been every reason why you folded up the tent and it had to be tough, right? Take people through that. What was it like being a teenage mom to two kids? I can only imagine the stigma around it. I can only imagine trying to feed two mouths. I mean, obviously it took a village. I'm 45 years old, girl, and I can barely handle a 6-year-old. Okay. So I don't know how you did it. So take people through the struggles. And I ask you to share that so people know that they're not alone in these struggles, right? And so speak to the audience about just, what it was like being 14, 17. And if my notes are correct, you had your third child at 23. So talk about the struggles of being so young and having a pretty large family.
We didn't get to celebrate theme parties or like do birthday parties like everybody else's. We had that birthday party where it was juice, cake, and dinner,
Mm.
whatever dinner was. And so like it's hard, we were those that like made too much money to qualify for the additional government help. We had to make everything work.
Yeah. When you say it's hard, I mean, there must have been nights that were sleepless. There must have been this moments that were just, I can't even relate to that. If I had to be honest with you, I mean, I couldn't imagine being 14 years old and having a kid and then 17 and then 23 and figuring out how to provide for everybody. I mean, what kind of toll did that take on your husband and just on your family life in general?
So like he was the provider for a while there. And like I was dabbling with school and work and the kids. Um, and I finally just said, school is just not going to do it for me. So I dropped out of college. I went to first year, I was supposed to be a nurse.
Mhm.
And then I dropped out of that and then just got into the work routine. It's really challenging trying to figure out, how are we going to put food on the table and not really getting to see them, not really getting, you can't, there's no time to raise them. You were at work, the kids were at school, and somebody, it's always been so busy. So like this was the perfect vehicle for me to like replace the income so I can take care of the kids and be at home too.
You could have played victim, But what kept you going and just inspired to keep looking for that thing? Talk about that. Cause I think, like I said, I think that's a level of perseverance that's made you an amazing business owner. I tell every student that, sits across with me on these interviews, like your background made you a great business owner. Your background has made you relentless like you are. But where does that come from? Talk to me on that.
From my kids.
Mm,
They, I always think about them with whatever I do. And so I didn't want them to feel like I failed them.
mm.
And especially because my son is getting older and he's going to need to drive. We're super broke. So like if I, didn't do, there's no other options. I had to find something else to do so that way I can provide for the family.
Oh, you said something so powerful there. I didn't want to fail them. Where did that feeling come from?
I feel like growing up, we didn't have a whole lot, and I didn't want my kids to be in the same position.
Yeah. And look at you now, mom. Look at you now. $100,000, 3 years in a row. How does your oldest look at you now?
They're inspired. Like
Mm.
they, I got, this year for my birthday, I got a card from them about how, and they wrote me, how they see how hard I work, and that makes them want to work hard too.
How's
That just
how's that
felt
make
really
you
good.
feel? It feels really good.
Feels great. I didn't think they would see that.
Oh,
Honestly, I didn't think, you know,
they see everything, right?
oh, they see everything. They're the biggest observer and they're watching everything.
You did it, mom. You did it, Chua. Like, take a moment.
Thank you.
So proud of you. It's not the money that makes this business amazing, in my opinion, right? Yes, you've made amazing money, but it's the moment you just had reflecting on them, reflecting on you. It's like you're a business owner and they're going to model, they're working hard after mom and they've seen mom not give up. And so they're never going to give up. They're going to have a work ethic like never seen. And why I want you to share your story is because I don't want other students giving up. If there's a mom watching this right now who's in your same shoes, who's thinking about giving up, what would you say to them?
Oh, don't. It's worth it. It it's gonna be hard, but it's gonna be worth every single bit of that sweat and tear. And it's gonna be worth all those sleepless nights the kids are watching.
Hmm. I love you said it's going to be, it's hard, but it's going to be worth it. And the funny thing is, when you look back, hardware isn't really that hard in regards to this business. Like you look back, you're like, oh man, I'm just talking to people, asking them for me to be their signing agent, And so, I sometimes, I think some new students sometimes overthink the business. And it's like, if you can just get through the hard, like you said, it's worth it.
Oh, totally worth it.
So talk about your husband. I mean, your husband just has to be wowed by you, right? I mean, how's your husband looking at you now? Like, I mean, you're crushing this business and he knows he's been with you since you were 14 and so now how does he look at you? Like talk about that part of your relationship and that part of your life.
He's like, like just go do it, girl. Go make that money. Like he's always my biggest cheerleader. So like he got into work injury. So because of this income, I was able to just tell him, don't even worry about having to go back to get a job. Like just focus on getting better. I just want you to be better so you can stay with me forever. And so like, telling him that it relieved a whole lot on off of his chest because he was, here stressing about having to go back to work and getting better and everything else. And because of the income like we that I make, like I get to, he gets to stay home and just really focus on making sure the kids are picked up from school and that the kids are dropped off at school and I get to focus on just taking the next assignment so that way we can reach our goal.
I mean, I started tearing up there to get better so we can stay together forever. I mean, that's beautiful. I mean, making me think about my wife all of a sudden. And so, but again, it's those are the ancillary things the business no one talks about, right? Everyone just sees the money. And yes, I talk about it because that's what I think people want to hear, but it's really this human stories behind it right? Like a young mom who had every reason to throw in the towel but didn't. I mean, you retired your husband. Like, how incredible is that, right?
it's it's weird to hear like whenever people are like, "What does your husband do?" And it's like he's retired. Like, how old is he? I'm like, I mean, he's not that old.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And but I mean, and again, what I love about you, Chua, is like, and your business is built the same way. It's all about your heart, right? It's like your husband's well being was more important than anything. Taking care of your family, having your children, having a role model. I mean, just reflecting on the past few years. I mean, what are some feelings that come up? I mean, you've been. I'm looking at my notes right now. You've been a student for 3.5 years now. Your life has turned to 180 in those 3.5 years. Like, how does that make you feel when you think about it or you reflect on it?
It's so surreal
Mm.
um to know that like this was the vehicle, and I didn't even know. Like
Right.
it was so far out when I seen like the other people story about, how they were doing. And I was just like, okay, like it's gotta be, if they can do it, I can do it. And like, there's gotta be something to this. It still doesn't feel real that like today I'm making that much.
Yeah, I mean, look, interest rates as we speak are 7.25%. You just closed last month with over $10,000. Interest rates are 7%. Like, incredible. Like, that is perseverance. That is figuring it out. That is mama bear. That's serving from the heart and realize there's something bigger than her. And you should be proud of yourself, man. I mean, your story is absolutely incredible. Thank you for sharing it with everybody.
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for your system.
You're welcome. I will take the flowers, but I'm just a coach, man. The players make the plays. So my point is congratulate yourself too, because this is unbelievable. So let's move to the playbook. Okay. Because I think the next part of your journey is just as inspiring. So you're one of the students, my students, who happen to be fortunate enough to come into this industry during the COVID boom. During the height of the COVID boom, I'm looking at my notes down here. 2021, you made $147,000. Incredible, by the way.
Thank you so
And
much.
you're so welcome. But in 2022, interest rates went from 3% to 6%. All you heard from notaries across the country, it's a bad time to be a notary. Interest rates are up. But you did $131,000. You only dropped down by like 8%, even though the real estate market dropped down by 40. How come you didn't panic? When everyone's saying, oh, it's a bad time to be a signing agent, what made Choua get to work? And what did you do?
Like, Mark, you have to tune out all that negativity. And like because I'm the sole provider, like I have no option. It's like the ship has sailed, it's been burned and it's left, like it's
Right.
gone. Like you
Right.
have to survive. So like I just, buckled down and it just done whatever it took. Just whatever it took to make sure that we met our monthly quotes, so that way I can continue to provide for the family.
Tune out the negativity. Like, because there was so much fodder in 2022, right? We come off the best mark in real estate. Oh, you can't make six figures, girl. You did 131,000. I think what's inspiring also is rates are now over 7. They've been over 7 for about 2 months now. We're in September of 2023. And you still did $10,000 last month. How come when the rates go up, you're still making $10,000 a month?
Mark, I'm having more fun now that the rates are up. We have like because the rates are up and it's slower, I have more time to network. And so like it's really that's the key thing to my business. Because I get to build those relationships with the escrow team, the real estate agents and loan officers. That's really what's been helping the business out.
So it's funny, rates go up, relationships get deeper, and you're still making 10K plus a month. What would you say to a notary who's watching this saying, oh no, there's no way you can make $10,000 in a market where interest rates are 7%? What would you say to them?
You're just not working hard enough. You don't want it bad enough,
Mm.
because if you want it, it's gonna be there. The money's still there.
It might be tough for some people to hear, but it is the truth. You're not working hard enough. The business is there. People buy, people sell, regardless of the interest rates. You just got to go get it. And what I love too, and I hope everyone just picked up on that, I'm having more fun than ever, is what you just said. Why? Because you're actually able to create the relationships. You're actually able to get to know your customer and your clients, and they become more than a transaction, but a human. And I think that's what people get wrong about high earning signing agents. They see a high earning signing agent like you, Chua, and they're thinking like, oh, she's all about the money. No, she's all about the relationship. She just said she's having more fun than ever. And she referenced to the fact that she's able to build authentic relationships. Talk about that point more, about your relationships and how important that is in your business to create the business you have today.
When I get to go out and network and build a relationship, I'm not going out there and asking like, "Hey, give me the business, give me the business." It's a genuine thing. It's a, "Hey, I just want to be a friend."
Right.
And then like after a while they look at you and they're like, "So what is it that you do? You're a loan officer?" I'm like, "No, no, no. I'm not a loan officer.
Right.
I'm just a notary." They're like, "Then why are we not using you?" I don't know why we're not using me, but
Great question. Here's my card. I mean, I hope everybody heard that right now. I just want to be your friend, is what she said. I think a lot of signing agents find this to be a transactional business and not a relationship business. And that's why they can't get the deal flow that they're looking for. But if they realize the successful signing agents all are cut from the same cloth, them first, me second. And you don't have a fancy pitch. It's just, I want to be your friend. I want to get to know you. I want to figure out how I can help you. And if you do that enough time, you can make the money. That's the key to making money in a 7% interest rate environment. Because like you said, the business is there. You're just not working hard enough. Let me just kind of wrap up this part of your journey, is because, we first talked and I said, how much of your business is direct? You're like, all of it, Mark. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, great. The big six-figure signing agents are all direct. But I want to take people back, because I think, Chua, that there's a belief that, signing agents who get all this direct business are bulletproof. They don't get nervous when they're going into title companies, and so I want you to walk people through the early part of your journey marketing. Were you nervous, and kind of talk people through that, so they realize that six-figure signing agents get as nervous as they do, but they just do it nervous.
so nervous. Like I remember the first time I walked into the escrow office, I like handed them my donuts and I was just like, "Hi, um, here's some donuts and I'm a signing agent. I'm a local signing agent. Let me know if I can help you out." And like I left them a card and I just took off. I didn't even ask who they were. I didn't give them my name or anything. And to get back to the car, I'm like, I don't even know who I just talked to. They don't even know me.
Well, I love that story for a couple reasons. Let's talk about it, if that's cool. I mean, first thing is, a lot of our students will feel those massive nerves you felt, but walk away. How come you didn't? How come you did it scared?
You just have to. Like I have to. Like I have to provide for my family. Like my kids, those kids are looking up to me. They're looking at me. They're watching every move. And like the kids are checking in like, "Hey, do you have any signings today?" I'm like, "No, I'm supposed to go market today." And I get home, they're like, "Did you get to go out today?" I'm like, I have to report back to them. And I have to be able to tell them, "Hey, this is what I done." And so like I learned to like, okay, well the next time you have to tell them your name and ask them for their name too.
Well, what I love there at you is a couple things. I'm writing down notes because you're dropping fire left and right. But the first thing I want to bring up is this idea, like, I had to. When the why is big, the how is easy. I think a lot of times people don't put their why like right in the front of their face. You know what I mean? But you're, like I said, the story is beautiful. Like, you're two kids before 18. I struggle at 45. I already said that. I mean, I got a 6-year-old and he like bosses me around. I'm like, I don't know how people do this. And so, I mean, again, super inspiring that you just kept on pushing through. And I love the mama bear in you, right? I put my family first, and I love it. I asked that question. You took a moment to take it in, and you're like, because I had to. Like, I just felt like the sincerity of like, I would not do what I had to do for my family. And that was beautiful. But there's something else I think you said in there that was great. is, your kid's like, oh, mom, do you have any signings today? You're like, no, I got to go market. See, successful signing agents have signing days and marketing days. There's no such thing as a slow day. It is, I'm either marketing or I'm either signing. And so, earlier you said I got to tune out the negativity, but I want people to hear the mindset of a six-figure signing agent, because you could easily be like, oh, it's slow. No, it's not slow. I have signing days and I have marketing days. And if that clicks for anybody watching this, that's why Choua is a six-figure signing agent. You didn't hear Choua say, oh, it's slow today. It's no. There's no signings. Those are days I market. So there's marketing days and signing days. There's no such thing as slow days. And that's why I bring you six-figure signing agents on, is to get into the mindset, because you could have easily been like, oh, it's slow today to your kids. It's not. And again, what I love is your kids are watching everything. So instead of teaching them that it's slow, it's like, no, mama has to go market, because that's how you build a business. And I hope everyone's inspired by that, man, because you said it so like nonchalantly. It becomes so natural to you when you start thinking positively. It just becomes natural and part of your everyday vernacular. And you said, Mark, my kids asked me if I had any signings. No, I have to go market. Is there anything you want to add to that kind of positive mindset?
Just do whatever it takes. It doesn't matter. Take those lower signings, drive that extra distance. It's going to work out at the end.
It's really somebody who's so heart driven that it bleeds into your business, and it's so apparent. You're having more fun than ever because you actually are building a relationship. The relationships are more important to you than the money. And like, you made a ton of money in 2021, but you're having more fun now making less money. It's because you're heart driven. You actually want to connect with the people you do business with. Like, I mean, Choua, I'm so thankful for you telling your story, because it's like I said, a story of perseverance, a story of like a heartfelt driven business. Let me ask you this question. If Choua can build this business, can anybody build this business, and why?
This is the vehicle that, if you're not afraid of hard work and working long, you can definitely excel. Like, this business, it just takes, it depends all on you, and it compensates whatever effort you put in. Every single effort, if you put it in, you're gonna get it in tenfold.
Girl, I've been saying that for years, and you said it better than I could have. Like, literally, the way you just worded that was this. There's very few businesses that reward hard work as much as this one does. Very few, because of what you said. It compensates you so well. And if you're just willing to do it scared and do whatever it takes, you will get your name out in your community. My favorite line so far is, you're not working hard enough. That's just the truth. You know what I mean? And so, wow, Choua, let's keep inspiring, girl. So this is the part of the interview where you can tell people your number one secret to building your business. Like, if there's one piece of advice you would give somebody to build a business, what would that be?
Answer your phone. It doesn't matter what time of the day it is. There's a reason why they're calling you. You always answer. And if they didn't get a chance to leave you a voice message, give them a call back. Every call matters.
I think the ninja move in that is actually, if they don't leave a message, call you back. Like, there's signing agents right now. Now you're 100% direct, but there are signing agents who will miss phone calls from a signing service and not call them back and ask them if they've assigned the assigning yet. Or more importantly, they don't call them back to build a relationship. And so I really want people to make sure they hear that. Like it just humanize the business is what you just said. And in our industry, the phone ringing equals money, man. Let's just be honest, right? And so answering that phone call every single time, regardless. So you're talking like early morning, on weekends, at nighttime, just answer the phone, build those relationships. In your opinion, what is the number one secret to your success?
Networking.
Let's dive in that. Networking. So how much of your business comes from networking right now in 2023?
I want to say, if not 100%,
Yes.
it's through all the years, of getting to know the escrow officer, and then getting to network with their sales rep, getting to network with the agents in the community, just getting it out there that, you're there.
I hope everybody heard that. I didn't know how you were going to answer that, by the way. How much of your business is from networking, almost 100%. I hope everybody heard that, because a lot of people feel like the only way to get business is to walk into an escrow office cold. No, that's one way. It's not the only way, right? But almost all of your business in 2023 comes from networking.
I have to say, it still scares me till this day to walk into an office. But if you're like, let's go to a mixer, I'm like, I'm up for it. Sign me up.
And what I love about you and that comment is that you've made the business what fits best with your personality. And I think a lot of people try to sometimes put a circle into a square peg when it's like, look, if you don't like going into an office, and pivot, right? Go to a mixer. You got to get drink, have a little drink before you go. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do to get in that position. But I don't think people really think like you did. And that's like, look, I don't love going cold to title offices. So therefore, I'm gonna go to networking events and do mixers where I feel a bit more comfortable. I mean, 100% of your business in 2023 comes from networking. I mean, talk me through it. Okay. So to help somebody, Choua walks into a mixer. Give me the game plan. You walk in, the door's open, you see a bunch of people. You going straight to the first person. How do you enter that conversation? Give them some little tips on how you work the room.
So I go in and I'm like, it's a big playing field. You go in and talk to everyone. I just introduce myself, talk to them. How are you doing? How's business going? It's nothing more than just being a friend,
Mm.
being real. Like, don't just let the business go. Just we're all there to have a good time. We can do business some other time, but like just be out there and be a friend.
I love it. It's such a good conversation because, like, what would you say to a friend? That's basically what you say. If you haven't seen your friend, how are you doing? How business going? Like, and I love it. I love what you said there. Put business outside, right? Just make a friend, be a connection. Like, I think some people overthink what you got to do at a networking event. All you got to do is be real. All you got to do is be a human. All you got to do is be a friend. I think so many people come in with like, I need business, and they lose the purpose of a networking event. And like you said, like, I don't really have a pitch. I'm just asking them how their day went. And instead of like trying to like, hi, I'm Choua, I'm a signing agent, and being super robotic, you're just really easing the room and working the room as just like anybody would. And I think it was lost on networking events too, Choua, is they're there to network other people. So that's like, it's not weird that you walk up to them. Like, that's the purpose of a networking event, right?
Oh, absolutely. And so like, you go in, you see your real estate agent that you've done signings with, you see your loan officer, and they're like, hey, have you talked to this person? Let me introduce you to this person. Just don't be all weird about it. Just go and say hello.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love it.
Just build that
Well,
connection.
what an amazing conversation. Let me kind of wrap up with this last question, okay? And thank you so much, girl. I'm so proud of you. I hope you know that. I mean, what I love about these interviews, I get to know you even more better because I had no idea. Like, I mean, I don't know how you did it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got one. And I got one kid, and I'm just like, I don't know how people have 4 or 5 kids because this is crazy, let alone being a young
It's
mom.
hard.
But you inspire me like 100%. And I'm being very honest. I don't know how you've done what you've done and put the family on your back, be a mom, be a provider, and be an amazing wife. Your first words out of your mouth is be better so we can be together forever. I mean, that's just someone who's full of love. And so you inspire me. And so thank you for this conversation. But let's wrap up with this question. There's somebody right now who is looking at this video saying, oh my gosh, Choua, you inspire me. I get it. But I'm nervous about this. Was there something you were hesitant about to get into the business? Now looking back, you're like, why was I hesitant about that? Was there something that was kind of holding you back that maybe you can help someone else if they're going through that same feeling?
Feels like it's too good to be real,
Mm,
right? But it is totally not. Like it let everybody else who has already walked the path be an inspiration to you, because if we can do it, you can definitely do it too.
mm.
If you want it bad enough, you can definitely do it.
I love it. It seems to be good to be true. And the reason it's true for you is because of your hard work. My favorite thing in this entire thing is, what would you say to somebody where you can't make money when interest rates are 7%? What did you say?
Just tune that negativity out. You're
And
not working hard enough. Tune it out and work harder.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, I mean, honestly, Chua, thank you for today. This has been super inspiring. And that's why I bring you six-figure signing agents on. It's because I think sometimes people aren't seeing the amazing humans behind these numbers. They're not seeing the amazing perseverance, the amazing hard work, the amazing networking, fighting through their nerves, fighting through their past, and realizing that you just got to do it. To someone out there who is struggling right now, what would you say to them to help them keep going and keep pushing and build a business?
Keep doing it. You've got the right vehicle. You know, the law of compensation is going to compensate you if you put in that effort and you don't give up. Can't give up though. You have to keep pushing through.
Your journey's been spectacular. I mean, $147,000 in your first year, $131,000 in your second year. You've done $94,000 year to date, and we're in September. Was there any moments you wanted to give up, though, is my question. You know, where you're like, I want to throw in the towel, but didn't, to continue this amazing journey. Was there any moment like that that you recall?
So like because I do make that great income, I'm gone a lot.
Mhm.
And like lately I feel like, maybe I'm missing out too much. And I feel like I want to throw in the towel right now. But like when I look back at the kids and the family, like I can't.
Mm,
I can't throw it in. And the reason why we have it so good right now is because I work so hard.
mm,
Like, do I really want to go back into that 9 to 5? No, I can't go back.
mhm.
There is no going back.
There's no going back. I mean, tell people about your Orlando trip. I mean, it's moments like that that just make it all worth it, right?
Yes. So in 2021, we made 140,000 there, right? And I at the end of the year, I was like, I'm going, I'm going. Like, so December, I made $10,000 by the 15th. I done all my signing, packed up the kids, and we went to back home to North Carolina to visit family. And then we went to Disney World, took the kids, the siblings who've been the biggest cheerleader for the family, for me. And we all went to Disney World, and you know, I got to buy all the pens I wanted.
I know what you're talking about, girl. Get that lanyard all done up.
Yes. I got to buy all the pens I wanted. I didn't even have to think about money.
Mhm.
It was, did you like it? Okay, then let's get it.
I love it. Who did you ask for time off?
Nobody. Nobody.
Nobody. And
I said, I'm going.
what I love that story is like, what I love about it is this business is what you make of it. Like you right now, you're like, look, we've had it rough for so many years financially that I'm going to keep going. But if there's a time you want to scale back, you can scale back. And that's what makes this business great. It's what you want out of it. Right now, we've had 3 unbelievable years, but we had like 15 not so hot ones before that. So right now, I'm going to make the money, put in retirement, do all the goals that we have. And so that's what makes this business great is it's what you make of it. And you've made an amazing business. Your husband's lucky to have you. Your children are lucky to call you mom, Choua. After hearing your story, I'm lucky to have you as a student. So thank you for everything you've shared today, and keep building, baby.
Thank you so much, Mark.